Hello and welcome to Asian Television Network. I'm Anita Mamahasan. Tax season is officially underway, and for many Canadians, whether you're a student, a senior, a working professional, or new to the country, there are important updates and benefits you may not want to miss. Joining us today is Gurpreet Plaha, spokesperson for the Canadian Revenue Agency. Gurpreet, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, let's begin with what's top of mind for many Canadians. What changed this year that people should actually be paying attention to?
Well, this tax season is more of a shift towards affordability. We have a new Canada Groceries and Essentials benefit that is new to all the Canadians. And then we also had tax cut. Yeah, you heard me right. This is something that we don't really hear or see often. So the tax rate for the lowest tax bracket went down from 15 to 14%. So which is all of these changes are geared towards helping Canadians keep their hard-earned money to themselves.
So, are there specific changes that could directly impact refunds or benefit payments for families or seniors?
So, as long as you make sure you're filing your taxes on time and taking advantage of all the deductions that are available to you, we have lots of resources on our website. You can tailor them per your situation. Let's say if you're a student, a parent, or a senior, you can see what kind of deductions that you could be eligible for and claim those accordingly as well.
Awesome, great to hear. Well, we've been hearing about the Canada Groceries and Essential benefit. So, what exactly is this benefit and how can Canadians access it?
So our good old GST tax credit got bigger and better. It's called Canada Groceries and Essential Benefit this year, and it's also supposed to help Canadians with cost of living. There are two things attached to it. First one is the lump sum payment. That's one-time payment that's going to come around this spring. That is like 50% more than your GST tax credit. And then the second one is the ongoing increase, which is a 25% increase to your normal GST tax credit for next few years or so. So as long as you qualify for GST tax credit and file your taxes on time, you will have this automatically in your bank account faster than you can say free money.
Awesome. So, just to be clear, even if someone has little or no income, they should still file their taxes in order to receive this kind of benefit, right?
Absolutely, and let's bust that myth today because a lot of people think that they if get a refund or they didn't make enough money, they don't need to file, which is not true because filing on time unlocks a lot of government benefits for you. So it's really important that you file on time to access those government benefits on time without any delays. Now, if you owe money, then you definitely want to file on time because it'll kick in the consequences that are not fun, right? So it's important to file regardless of your tax situation. And we can definitely, make sure that any help that you need with the tax filing or even after, like so for the payment arrangements, we have that.
Got it. And so, like some Canadians, especially students, retirees, or newcomers, may think they don't need to file if they didn't really earn much. So, why is it important to like file taxes?
So just like I said, filing on time unlocks a lot of benefits for students, seniors, parents. So Canada Child Benefit is huge for parents, and GST tax credit help with, a quarterly payment, of money that you spend. It comes back to you. So it's very important that you. If you're entitled to it, you claim it. So filing on time is really important so that if you file late, these benefit get delayed as well. So filing on time, the deadline this year is April 30th. So make sure we still have a lot of time. So get organized with all the paperwork that you need, your income slip, your deductions, and make sure you meet that deadline.
Now, Gurpreet, let's talk about something many people worry about. What happens if someone doesn't file on time?
So again, the April 30th is the deadline for most Canadians to file their taxes this year. And if you're a sole proprietor or you're self-employed, you do get extra time to file by until June 15th, but you still have to pay by April 30th if you owe. Now, if you miss that deadline and so the penalties will kick in. The penalty is 5% of the amount that you owe, and we add 1% for every month that you're late by to the maximum of 12 months, which is no fun, right? So it's always important to make sure that you meet that deadline, file on time. And if your tax bill is holding you back from filing, I would still suggest file on time and you can explore payment arrangement options either on your CRA's online account. There's a lot of information. You can actually talk to a live agent on CRA's online account as well and discuss these payment arrangement options as well.
Can you actually dive in more into that? Like, what kind of payment arrangements can we possibly make?
So payment arrangements are something that if you have a tax bill that you can't pay, you can pay them really slowly on a terms that you and the CRA can agree on, which are also easier for you to make sure that these payments are paid eventually. So we work with you depending on the financial situation, depending on your circumstances. We can definitely come up with a solution that works for both parties.
Great to hear there's always some options. Now, cost is another concern. Can Canadians file their taxes for free?
There are tons of resources available. First off, our website is really great source of information. There's a list of free software that is listed on our website as well that are certified for net filing as well. And net filing is absolutely free. Some of the software is absolutely free as well, and some of them are pay what you can as well. So you can definitely explore which one fits your situation best, which one you like, which one you trust, and then use that software to file your taxes. Now, if you earn low to modest income, there are also free tax clinics all over Canada as well that you can take advantage of. You can go in person or you can book virtually as well to meet with them. So just need to make sure that you earn low to modest income and you have a simple tax situation to qualify. So a lot of students and a lot of seniors, not a newcomers, they have really simple tax situations, so they can definitely be helped at these free clinics.
So, is this what you call community resources?
So yeah, it's called Community Volunteer Income Tax Program. So a lot of volunteers help with throughout the community. Yes, they are all over Canada. Even you can go on our website and find the nearest free tax clinic that works for you.
Awesome. And we all know that preparation makes everything easier. So, what documents should Canadians gather before filing?
So documents will all depends on your individual situation. So if you made money, you had an employment, then you will get what we commonly know as a T4. So your employer will issue that T4. If you have investments in the bank, you will get a T slips from your bank as well for any interest earned. So you make sure that all of your income slips are there before you file. And if you have a side hustle, a lot of us have a second job or any other business on the side to make sure all of the income from that business is also reported. If you are claiming any expenses, for example, childcare expenses or moving expenses or any medical expenses, make sure you keep those receipts organized with you. You don't need to send them to us when you file, but if we ask for that support later in time, then you need to submit those receipts as a supporting documents as well. So income statements, deductions, make sure you have all your paperwork organized.
Awesome. And for young adults filing for the first time or seniors who may not be comfortable with technology, is there support available if they get stuck?
Absolutely. So again, the free tax clinic is a great source of anyone getting into filing their taxes for the first time or they're new to Canada. What we have is also there's an online learning tool. It's called Learn About Your Taxes. It's a really great tool for anyone, even if they're new to Canada or they're filing for the first time. A lot of schools are using that tool to actually teach as well. So it's a really good, really simple plain language tool that will teach you all you need to know about taxes as well. And if you still need help, you can definitely look into the free tax clinic and book an appointment or virtually or in person and have them help you file your taxes.
Now, let's talk about CRA My Account. Why is it so important for Canadians to set this up?
So I personally love CRA's online account because it has so much information at your fingertips, So for me, I think it's like having a backstage pass to your favorite concert with all of your tax information available at your fingertips. So you have your notice of assessment, T4 information, and if you want to change your address, it's also available there as well. You can update your personal information, you can update your bank account information all within few clicks away. So, and it's really easy to sign up for CRA's online account too. And I think it's a great tool to have all your tax information when you need it and for whatever purpose that you need it.
Awesome. And would you say this is one of the safest ways for Canadians to monitor their tax information?
Absolutely. We use the same technology as most of the banks do to for the CRA's online account. We have multi-factor authentication as well, which is mandatory from this year as well. So, and you can also sign up for email alerts as well. For any unusual activity on your account, you'll get an alert if somebody changes your address for whatever reason. So you will get those alerts as well. So it's really important that you take steps to protect your information as well. But yes, absolutely. We make sure that we are continuously monitoring any kind of threats or we make sure that confidential information is confidentially kept.
Awesome. And unfortunately, tax season also brings an increase in scams. Why do fraud attempts spike at this time of the year?
Oh my God, tax season is stressful enough and add scammers to it. It just gets so annoying. Scammers tend to use whatever major events happening anywhere, try to take that advantage of that and then scam people or dupe people into believing that they are calling from real CRA. So around this time, you might see a text, email, or a call pop in on your phone saying, hey, you're getting a refund or you owe CRA this much money, you better pay it now. So all of these kind of scams are very common around tax season. So you have to be very vigilant. And when it comes to scam, pause is your power. So always pause to think if it is real. And if you have CRA's online account, you can quickly check, hey, I'm not getting any refund because I didn't even file yet. So then these are the kind of red flags that you can notice right away when you get scams like that.
And just to be clear, the CRA will never demand payment in gift cards or cryptocurrency. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. We will never ask you for payments for crypto or gift cards or iTunes gift cards or anything like that. If you have to pay, you go on CRA's online account and pay there, or you go to your financial institution and pay there. When it comes to scam, there are three U's that are really important: unexpected, unsolicited, and urgent. So scammers try to create this false sense of urgency that want to make you act right away, that you pay now or you'll go to the jail. So they use these threats very regularly to get your attention and get you all worried up. So make sure that you identify these red flags when somebody's pressuring you or asking you payments with unusual ways. Just make sure then these are all the red flags giving you indication that this is not, because we're really professional. We never talk to you in any threatening way or any trying to pressure you that you're going to go to jail if you don't pay. So all of these are red flags.
And so, what kind of steps can we take to protect ourselves and our information?
So all of the tax information, we take extensive measure to make sure that your information is protected, but it also a huge responsibility on you as well. So make sure you do not share your passwords with anyone. I tell people treat your passwords like toothbrush. Do not share it with anyone and change them frequently. So that is a huge thing. When people share their passwords just casually, even with family members or anyone else, just make sure that you don't do that. Okay, take advantage of multi-factor authentication. Again, this is mandatory. Sign up for email alerts that are there, and then also CRA's online account is a great tool for you to have as well. So if scammers trying to tell you that hey, you're going to get that Canada Groceries and Essentials benefit this year, and you have to click on this link to sign up or claim that, and the moment you enter your login or CRA's password in there, they get that information right away. So it's really important to understand your tax situation better than the scammers, so that oh, I'm not going to get this benefit, so it's a scam for sure. So try to understand, try to be vigilant, try to be on top of your own tax situation. And again, pause is your power. Make sure you pause and not really click on any of the links. Delete the text. Do not answer any unknown calls, and do not share your personal information online as well. So these days, a lot of people are on social media, so try not to share your birth date, and they share the birth date and the favorite band or their pet's name, and it's all okay. But as long as these are also not answers to your security questions, right? So hackers love these kind of trivias more than your friends or followers do. So make sure that you are very careful in giving out that information in public.
Okay, and what happens if someone believes they've been targeted or victimized by a scam? What should they do immediately?
Yeah, and that happens to the best of us. First thing is don't panic, depending on the kind of information that you have given out. So, for example, if you've given your banking information or tax information, you need to call your bank right away to cancel that card. If you've given your tax information, you need to call us right away that you have given your tax information so that we can put enhanced security measures on your account as well. And then we can also suspend your CRA's online account temporarily as well so that hackers can get access to your CRA's online account. Now, if you've given more than that, you can also inform the police depending on the damages that it could cause. We have also Canada Anti-Fraud as well. They are a really great source of, staying on top of what kind of scams are going around, not just CRA scam, but any kind of scam and reporting the scam to them as well. It's a really good way to keep track of all of these scams as well.
Well, thank you for sharing all of that. That's very helpful for us. And now, before we wrap up, what final advice would you like to give Canadians from young adults filing for the first time to seniors and families as they prepare for the tax season?
Okay, so we're just got into the tax season, so we have lots of time yet. April 30th is just still a bit far away. So make sure that you have all your information that you need all organized, your T4s, your deduction slips, or your receipts that you're going to need for your childcare expense. And also the students take advantage of, your tuition tax credits. Even if you can't save them, they are there forever when you're actually starting to earn income. You can use them as well. So and if you need to understand what these taxes are, explore our learning tool. It's a great tool to learn all you need to know about your taxes. And then again, file online. If you haven't delved into filing online yet, we highly encourage Canadians to file online. It is fast, secure, and the safest way to send your taxes to us. And always, and I mean always, be aware of scams.
I guess there's a lot of folks that come in and don't really know how the Canadian taxes work. Maybe can you break down what tax schemes are within Canada?
So tax scheme is something that is illegal and that's not really within the rules of the income tax. So when you're new to Canada, it's important to understand how Canadian tax system work. We talked about the learning tool, and there's tons of information on our website as well to learn how Canadian taxes work. When someone tries to sell you something, I always say when it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. It's a trap. So somebody's trying to sell you losses or expenses that you never had, or trying to file your taxes when you weren't even in Canada. So all of those things are not really they won't have very happy consequences for anyone, right? So just make sure that if it's sounding too good to be true, just do a little bit of a research, understand if it's even a legitimate way to save on taxes. So the legitimate way to save on taxes would be claiming the deductions you're entitled to, claiming the benefits that you're entitled to from the time that you're here in Canada. So understand the tax schemes that are around there. Be aware of anything that's going around. Our scams page is really great to get the information. Canada Anti-Fraud System has a lot of this information on their website as well. So, and if you're not sure, talk to someone. You can always, call, go to our website and, sign up for the CRA's online account. You can also talk to us, a live agent, through your CRA's online account as well.
Like people want to know like how to get the most refund or whatnot, but I don't know if we can answer stuff like that. So
So to like maximize the refund, people need to make sure that they claim all the deductions. Do not leave any money on the table. If you think a lot of people miss out on medical expenses, such as dental. Like if they pay for dental, like a crown replacement costs a lot of money, and insurances usually cover 50% of that. So the other 50%, or the prescription costs, or any other medical bills that they have, they can check out the list. There's an extensive list available on our website as well, and they can see if they can qualify to claim those expenses as well. So I think that'll be my biggest thing to tell people. Do not leave any money on the table. If there's a deduction that you're eligible to claim and you have expenses, why not? Like use it to your advantage to squash that tax bill down.
Thank you so much for joining us and helping break this down in such a clear and practical way. Tax season can feel overwhelming, but filing on time, staying informed, and protecting your information can make all the difference. For more information, Canadians can visit the Canadian Revenue Agency website or speak with a trusted tax professional. Well, that brings us to the end of the show. I'm Anita Mamahasan. Thank you so much for watching ATN. Signing off.